Welcome to 80s Joes.
Hey there, Joe fans. So today we're going to be checking out my haul from the Kentuckiana G.I. Joe Expo. And this is a shelf that I've had prepared for the things that I got at the show. And this is what I had already. Got some of the 1994 G.I. Joes back here, along with Joseph Colton from 94. They just look like classic military. Got Duke standing back there, maybe temporarily. Got Roadblock back there in the watchtower with the G.I. Joe flag. Already had the Mountain Howitzer from the Wade Brigade. And what I picked up at the Kentuckiana show were these items over here. So here I got the bivouac with the cot down there, and down there's the accessories with the shovel, axe, and machete. Got the field radio there, and it came with this missile launcher, projectile launcher. And also comes with that canteen hanging on the post there. That's the bivouac. And over here is the machine gun defense unit. Comes with that restricted sign and a couple of these barriers there and there. And there's the machine gun with the ammunition belt and the ammunition box for 50 caliber rounds. And then I also picked up this. This is the weapon transport, and it's got a little bomb back there and bomb crater. Little transport there to carry it. The submachine gun on the front. And also, real quick, I picked up the Night Landing for Cobra. I did not pick up the eel at Kentuckiana, but I did pick up the little raft. So those are the vehicles / playsets that I got at Kentuckiana. And I also picked up the commemorative diorama of raising the flag at Iwo Jima in World War II. This came out in 1997 from Hasbro. It's got all the foot pegs on there to put your Joes in there. And you can reenact that important moment in American history. And while I was at Kentuckiana, I got some cool things from vendors and other podcasters. First of all, I got a sticker from Casey from Podcast from the Pit. Got one of the holographic stickers. Very cool. Thank you, Casey. And Casey also gave me a podcast coin. Podcast from the Pit. He said this was their last one, and Eric Hillbilly Harper insisted I get it. I thank you, Hillbilly, for that. Established 2020. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. And I grabbed some business cards while I was there. I picked up several things, including the battle stations at Destro's Toy Den. He came highly recommended from Casey. And Yojo Java had a lot of 3D printed stuff, a lot of really cool stuff. So there's Yojo Java. And Take Me Home Tonight toys. I picked up a few figures from them, including my Grail, I guess. I have one Grail, I guess, that I picked up. So there's that. Lots of QR codes. But those are the cards I picked up at Kentuckiana. All right, one of the things I was on the hunt for was file cards. And you can find file cards from like $1 to $3 to $5. And I had a list, and this is what I got. So I'm just going to go through these real quick. If you want to pause and read them, go right ahead. So there's clutch for Vamp Mark 1, Cobra Hiss Driver, hooded Cobra Commander, Ripcord. These were all cars I was missing. Barbecue. I picked up Barbecue in San Diego. He had everything but his file card. Now he's complete. Crankcase with the Ostriker. That came in the Wade Brigade. Same with Toll Booth, Bridge Layer. Also in the Wade Brigade. And Iceberg, I picked up off of eBay a few months ago. Red Dog. Red Dog was with the Wade Brigade. And last but not least, Shockwave. Shockwave I got on eBay as an extra. So now I've got his file card. All right, so let's start out with the custom figures that I got, or I think they're custom. So for this one here, it says 2002 Hasbro on the bottom, but I can't really locate this guy on any website. So for these first couple, maybe you all in the comments can help me out. He's got a removable hood. He's got a beanie on. He's a good looking figure. I picked him up because he was only $10. He's got these claws here that are removable. And he's got one knee pad or shin pad. It's also removable, and it's molded. Like the part there is molded to the creases in his pants. So, but he's a pretty good looking figure. I figured he would go in with my Cobras somehow, even though he's got G.I. Joe right there on the pants. It's hard to see. But yeah, I like the ribbing in the shirt. Yeah, he was just good looking. $10, couldn't go wrong. I picked up a Leonard figure. This one's from 1998. I did not notice that, so that was bad on me. But still, I got him because I thought he would look good with my Cobras, and I still think he will. Sitting in a vehicle, or as a co-pilot, maybe in a Night Raven once I get a Night Raven, something like that. So there's that one. And then I'm very excited to show this one off. So this is a custom made by our friend Danny at Alpha One Creative. And Danny, I gotta tell you, man, this is one of my favorite figures that I picked up. And I picked up a whole bunch of vintage. This is just a really nice looking figure. In fact, I'm gonna do a review on it. So I'm gonna reach out to you and get more info. He's got Liberty Bell written on the back here. But Danny gave that to me as a gift at Kentuckiana, and just want to say thank you, man. I'm going to review this bad boy. He is good looking. All right, so now going in order by year and alphabetical order. First we got Cobra Trooper from 1983. So Wade had a Trooper from 1982, but didn't have one from 83. And this one's looking pretty good. So the 82 Trooper had this weapon over here on the side, but once they did swivel battle grip, they had to move it up front. That's a good looking Cobra on the chest there. Yeah. No, I don't want to play with him too much. He's yellowed a bit on the torso and the upper arms. But you can see the more true blue here. Yeah, he's all there. He's not broken. There's his M16. And his file card. 1983 Cobra Trooper. Next, also 1983, Tripwire. Good thing too, because the Wade Brigade Tripwire is losing parts fast. So this is going to be a replacement for the Wade Brigade Tripwire. It's hard to find him with his crotch still intact. So that's pretty awesome. Gonna have to do some cleaning up, but I love doing that. That's all part of the fun. And he's got the 3 mines, and the backpack that holds the mines, and his mine detector. And there's his file card. Alright, next up we got Recondo. And Recondo is actually, although he's a good looking Recondo, I honestly just need him for his waist. But he is a good specimen of a Recondo. But the Wade Brigade Recondo is in really good shape too, except for the crotch that I broke. Sorry about that, Recondo. But there he is. This one came with his backpack and his rifle, although I did not need these. So at some point I'll have extra parts and I'll be selling them somehow, some way. The next one I'm really excited about because I didn't have him as a kid and he didn't come in the Wade Brigade, and that is Bazooka's buddy, Alpine. I missed out on Alpine as a kid, and he was always one of my favorites in the cartoon. I just never got him. So here's my Alpine. Looks pretty good. And this Alpine came with all of his accessories, which is a blue million of them. His mountain grappling hooks, and his climbing axe, pick I mean. His weapon, and then this is this like a grappling gun? I'll take that out. And his backpack. And his file card. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get Alpine. He'll go up there next to Bazooka. Right on, man. And next up is another one I didn't have as a kid. Footloose. I don't know why I missed out on Footloose too. Now, Footloose feels kind of loose. I think I may need to change his O-ring sooner than later. But there is Footloose. what's going on with the camera here. Yeah, he's cool. Just your Vietnam era looking soldier. That is an Army action figure right there. Got his knife there. Little pocket, pouch, grenade, messy hair. Alright, then came with this backpack. Canteen, that grenade, pouch there. And he's got this camo helmet. This is the helmet that makes him stand out. And he's got a mortar launcher and his rifle. And there's his file card. Oh, he was a basketball coach. We gotta hook him up with Big Lob. Alright. Next is one I did have as a kid, and I'm excited to have him back in the ranks. Beachhead. You can't do a rawhide scene without Beachhead. And I'm going to show you some others that complete that scene that I got at Kentuckiana. But here's Beachhead. Always liked this figure. He was one of my favorites. So I'm glad to get him back. He's just awesome. He's one of the leaders of G.I. Joe. He's definitely high in the ranks. And he's just tough. Tough. And he came with his backpack. Got the crossbow there. And munitions pack. And there's his file card. I think this was the first year they started doing the gray file cards. Oh, and his weapon. All right, next up we have Dial Tone. Picked up Dial Tone too. I did not have Dial Tone as a kid. I had Mainframe, and I felt like Dial Tone was just kind of a reiteration of Mainframe, although they are different. See, Dial Tone's actually more like Breaker than he is Mainframe. But here he is. He looks awesome. I love the beret. I like the figures with the berets. Great detailing. Man, this was a good looking figure. Yep. Look at that knife on the boot. Knee pads. Really cool. Really cool. And he came with his backpack. This backpack looks like it's yellowed because the arm looks nice and gray. And came with his weapon. And his file card. Dial Tone. We're really filling out 1986. Next up, the next two actually. Zandar and Zarana, Zartan's brother and sister. There were no dreadnoughts in the Wade Brigade, so I have been doing my best to fill in the dreadnought gaps. But there I got Zandar and Zarana. Pretty good shape. A little bit of wear. Their limbs are tight. I think that O-ring might go soon. She is feeling loose. So I'll be changing both of these O-rings, which I'm just going to do anyway. But Zandar came with this backpack and this rifle. And here's his file card. Zartan's brother. And then Zarana came with this backpack and this weapon. That's a crazy looking weapon. You don't mess with her, man. And there were two versions of her. One with this hair and one with hair more like the picture here. This is the one I had as a kid. So that's the one. I'm glad I got this one. I didn't see the other one anyway, but that's the version I had as a kid. And I always noticed, I'm like, it's not exactly the same as the card art. But, you know, Hasbro wasn't perfect either. I know we're critical sometimes of the newer toy makers. Hasbro wasn't perfect. All right, so I'm very excited about these next two because these were ones that I had as part of the last year I collected. That was Big Boa. Big Boa. Look how beefy he is, man. The Cobra trainer. He was a professional boxer, and now he trains the troops. And Chuckles. Chuckles was one of my favorites, but he was part of the last group that I bought. And these two were a gift from Danny at Alpha One Creative. So thank you, Danny, for helping me fill in the gaps in my collection. That's really neat. And these are in great shape. Yeah, thank you so much. They look great, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, and then also at Kentucky, and he gave me those at Kentuckiana. And then I got this Crazy Legs for like $10 at Kentuckiana. So he came with his backpack and his weapon, and that's it. So I got to find, I didn't think to grab his file card. Why didn't I do that while I was there? But there he is. There's Crazy Legs. I figured $10. I couldn't pass him up for $10, and he's in really good shape. So that's Crazy Legs. All right. Next up, we have Darth Vader version 2. Oh my gosh. We have this. Oh gosh. Next up, we have Destro version 2 from the Iron Grenadiers. And really all I needed was his cape, but I couldn't find just his cape. And this was this guy with his sword was only $15. So I'm like, gosh, how could I pass that up? I might pay $15 for this on eBay. So I snagged him up, and I will be able to replace Wade's cape on his Destro. And one of the ones I'm most excited about is Tunnel Rat. Tunnel Rat. So he was in the last year that I collected, so I did not get him. I don't even remember seeing him on the shelves. So I think I just overlooked him. But this was the last year, and I'm very excited to get him now, especially knowing that he's based off Larry Hama. And so this is really neat. Plus he completes the rawhides for me. He was the last figure I needed for the recruits. And he's got his gun. I love the markings on his arms, on his face. He just looks cool. He's a good looking, love his boots and the cut of his pants. Yeah, good looking figure. And he came with his backpack, big backpack. Oops. Yeah. And his rifle. And some kind of pack. Oh, TNT. There it is. It's a TNT pack. And then here's his file card. And if you notice on the back of the file card, it says, get a free fridge action figure. Well, guess what? I did not get a free fridge action figure at Kentuckiana. But I did, however, pay for a fridge action figure. Yay! It is William the Refrigerator Perry from the Chicago Bears, professional football player, number 72. I had this figure. I did mail away for him when I was a kid. And I got him. I had him. And he came with, this was the weapon he came with, the mace shaped like a football, which I always thought was hilarious. But I saw about 3 or 4 of these, and there were 2 of them that looked really good at Kentuckiana. This was one of them. The other one was about, it was less money, and I missed it. I missed it. I went back to get it, and it was already gone. But this one looks really good. I'm very excited to have this. I've got plans for the sports figures. I'm thinking maybe in the Awe-Striker to put him and Big Lob and Hardball on the Awe-Striker and make like a sports, professional sports ride, something like that. I don't know. But that's it. That's the last figure. That's the last figure from Kentuckiana. Yo, Joe.